Sisi wote ni wa Kenya, sisi wote ni wa Kenya, chini ya rais moja, chini ya bendera moja, sisi wote ni wa Kenya.
Kenya yetu, Kenya ni nchi ya ajabu.
Tuvuke, under the slogan of K-Peace, is a countrywide initiative targeted towards a peaceful and fair electoral process in Kenya by fostering a culture of peace, entrenching broad political participation, and advocating for acceptance and diversity. The project is being implemented by 18 consortium partners and works with key stakeholders in strengthening networks and capacity building at the community, regional, national, and global level.
When you look at our logo over there, we have a woman holding a card. She is transiting to the next level of Kenyan way of life, which is peace and more peace and more peace. But what is going to enable her to do that? It is the voting. It is a participation in the electoral process. And for her to be able to participate, the steering committee made of these 18 institutions must find a way of addressing the issues that makes her, and not her only, but also other Kenyans, not get out and participate as Kenyans in the electoral process because there's no peace.
The initiative aims to ensure that women's gains are safeguarded within the new constitution by empowering them as voters and leaders.
Why target women in this initiative? We are women, we are 52% of the total population of this country. We are the majority. And we have been left out within any peaceful process. And this time we want to involve women because once we involve women, we involve their whole family. And the gender-based violence that is meted against women is so high, and we would want the women to participate in ensuring that there is peace. And also the women who are going to be elected, we want them to be in that platform so that we enhance their participation in the electoral process.
We were involved in early warning and early response. Basically this means we are working with communities to empower them with skills to be able to detect signs of conflict in advance before the conflict happens. And once they give us this information, we are able to analyze the information, attach meaning to the information, and be able to take early action so that we may avert these situations that we've had before, like the experience we had in 08, where we had an open conflict. So our work under the Tuvuke Initiative has been that, working with the communities. And of course the communities, most of the time they know, and they know the signs that can lead to conflict, but they don't know where to take this information to. So we've been working closely with the National Steering Committee that is under the Office of the President, and they have a platform they call Uyano. And they are sourcing for information, such information from the crowd and from the media and others. So our work is basically to empower these communities to channel that early warning messages to the committee so that they can respond and take early action.
The Tuvuke Initiative is based on a number of approaches that involve civil engagement that will help demystify patriarchy and its linkages to elections and leadership in Kenya. It aims to cultivate men as allies and partners in the struggle for women's rights and gender equality.
We are targeting patriarchy because we know that as a society, as a community, for quite some time now, we have not been giving enough opportunities to women to participate effectively in the national processes of this country. As Tuvuke and the Patriarchy thematic group in particular, we are seeking to ensure that women are heard. We are seeking to ensure that women are given an opportunity to participate in the electoral process. We are also seeking to ensure that we get the right women in leadership positions, not merely because they are women, but because they are capable, because they have the capacity, and because they have the interests of Kenyans at heart.
To ensure that land rights and past injustices are addressed, the initiative hopes to narrow the divide between land ownership and equitable distribution through this nationwide initiative.
As you are aware, at the coast and many parts of the country, land is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. So during the 2007 elections, we all saw how land became the trigger factor to most of the chaos that were witnessed. So this time round, under Tuvuke and the Patriarchy group, we are trying to address these concerns so as to ensure that land does not become an issue to cause violence and chaos amongst communities.
As part of this initiative, the role of young people in participatory democracy remains integral.
We're involved in a number of activities. We are doing, for example, in the rural areas, we're doing consultative meetings where we're having the young people speak with the business community, speak with the government community to try and understand each other and understand the kind of communities that we're living in. We are also hoping to enhance youth participation in decision-making processes through dialogues in virtual spaces. So there's the elements of virtual forums and social media platforms. We're also using Theatre for Peace tournaments, where we're having the youth going out for peace tournaments with the messages of peace and tolerance, and actually, coming from a position where we need more involvement by the youth in the electoral process. We're also educating the youth on their civic rights so that they can, go out and register as voters and actually go out and turn out to vote. We're also educating them on the civic role so that they can make informed decisions through various platforms and community workshops.
Media is recognized as central to this initiative to change perceptions and address stereotypes through active public service and as a means of reaching marginalized communities, youth, and women.
Media are key stakeholders in the country. They are basically the fourth estate. And as fourth estate, they shape opinions, they guide, they provide agendas. They are opinion shapers in a big way. And we know that Kenyans believe what the media tell them. So if the media get it wrong, then citizens will get it wrong. It is important for the Tuvuke Initiative that the media understand the fundamentals of peaceful elections. The media are sensitized sufficiently towards conflict sensitivity, and that the media owners themselves buy into the need to have an election that is inclusive, that women are empowered, that youth participate fully, and that the citizenry are actively involved. So media are really drivers of the national agenda, and they should never be on the sidelines. They should really be at the center of the creation of one nation, unified, peaceful, prosperous, and where everybody feels that they belong. So the engaging the media is a very deliberate part of the initiative because we know the potential of the media to either build the country or even destroy it if they are not professional, ethical, and responsible.
The initiative is to encourage and engage the electorate in a manner that is consistent with the recent constitutional gains, and therefore that realizes and gives to each and every Kenyan the promise of democracy, that therefore leads to an electoral process that not only gives the Kenyans good leadership, but also addresses the fault lines that in the past have divided this country. So the message that the Tuvuke partners are spreading, which is very consistent, is one designed to not only ensure ethnic and religious harmony, but also to ensure that the leadership that emerges is one that is consistent with the aspirations of the people of this country.
Tuvuke, a better Kenya for all.
Sisi wote ni wa Kenya, sisi wote ni wa Kenya, chini ya rais moja, chini ya bendera moja, sisi wote ni wa Kenya, sisi wote ni wa Kenya, sisi wote ni wa Kenya, chini ya katiba moja, chini ya ni wa Kenya, chini ya rais moja, chini ya bendera moja. Sisi wote ni wa Kenya, sisi wote